This rice toner gave me glass skin in 3 days. It all begins with rice water, the ancient secret for glowing skin. Rich in amino acid, vitamin B and E, brighten even up skin tone and texture. I call it my natural filter. Welcome to Rachel Etta TV. My name is Rachel. Over here we glow and grow. We are making 100-gram water rice toner. But before we get into making the toner, we have to first make the rice water. This is the only way you make rice toner. Now in a bowl, I'm going to put in some raw rice. Now you could use any kind of rice you have, white rice, brown rice, basmati rice, or fada rice, any kind of rice available to you. You are allowed to use it. Now I poured in some water into the bowl. That is ordinary water I poured into the bowl just to be able to wash out the starch. Now, after washing for the first time, I will drain out the water and bring back the bowl with rice, still in it, of course. And then right now, I'm going to pour the water in for the second time. After that, I will still do what I did this first time, wash out the starch, because what we need inside is the content. We don't need any of that starch in our tuna. I drain that out and I'll bring back the bowl with the rice in it. I just poured in some hot water, which is why I'm not putting in my hand inside because the water is obviously hot. This hot water will help get the starch out faster. That is why I put in the hot water. Now I'm going to pour in some distilled water because I want to get the water, the ordinary water that I've been using to wash it, whether hot or cold. They were all ordinary water. So distilled water, I poured it inside to still wash it out and wash out that water because we'll be using distilled water to make the toner. So I poured in distilled water for the second time because you cannot be too careful. I want everything to be out. So I will wash it again for the fourth time with the fourth time, yes, but the second time being distilled water. Yes, I washed that out and I threw it out. It is finally done. I brought back the scale. On it, I put a jar and I will be turning in some rice into the jar for some fermentation because it is after the fermentation process that we can make our rice toner. That is only when it works. If you just use it like this, it will not work. But if you want all the goodies that are inside, this is the right way to go. Now, in that jar, I'll be putting in some distilled water. Please always use distilled water when formulating. I always say this and I will keep saying it because when you make a product and it doesn't give you what it gave me, don't say, oh, it's not working. Please use the right ingredients that I show you here. Now I put the distilled water into the jar with the rice. I'm going to set that aside. You cover that tightly and set that aside. Looking at the jar now, you can see that all that starch is out of the rice. See how clear the water is looking like. Set that aside and wait for 20 hours. Yes, 20 hours later we are here. See how the rice is looking like it was cooked. Yes. At the top, yeah, right there at the top, it's looking foamy like this, like soap. You know, when you have like soap in water, just what used to that foam, that's what it's looking like. That's the fermentation process that went on for that 20 hours. Now we're going to drain that out and get that goodness, that water. That is what we need to make this toner. Look at all that gem of goodness. Now we are going to start with the business of the day, which is making rice toner. In a beaker, I poured in some niacinamide, aka Pro Vitamin B3. And in that same beaker, I will pour the entire rice water to dissolve the niacinamide. Niacinamide strengthens skin barrier, control oil, fade blemishes, and minimize pores. But in rice toner, it does something special. It boosts that glass skin clarity, making your skin reflect like light in a mirror. Now mix that thoroughly until it is properly dissolved before introducing in another ingredient. At this point, I think it is properly dissolved now. Niacinamide is not that hard to dissolve in water. So the next ingredient I will be introducing in will be Allantoin. It suits irritation, help with skin healing. It fade acne scars. This is what lifted my acne scars. It calm redness and helps smooth out texture. This is the key to getting that flawless finish. You mix that thoroughly before you introduce in another ingredient, which is hyaluronic acid. Hey, This is one of my favorite ingredients ever. I call it my hydration superhero. It pulls moisture from air and locks it into your skin, making it bouncy and dewy. When your skin is hydrated, it glows effortlessly. Oh, please, before we continue, do not use the high molecular weight hyaluronic acid, because when you do that, this toner will turn into a serum, and we're not making serum. Whenever you're going to use hyaluronic acid in a toner, it has to be the low molecular weight, because that one is not slimy. Now it's time to introduce in the next ingredient, which is butylene glycol. This help other ingredients to absorb better. It hydrates and reduce water loss. Then I put in some propanediol, which improve product texture, hydrate, help the penetration of other ingredients. I mix that thoroughly and I put in some vegetable glycerin. This is a humectant. It hydrates and moisturizes the skin. It makes your skin feel like satin, non-greasy, just perfectly smooth. I mix that thoroughly and I put in some rose water. This tightens your pores naturally, firm, balances your skin pH, tone and soothe irritation. Let's look at it like this. It is a romantic touch that makes this toner feel like a luxury spa in a bottle. Look how it's looking. It's so beautiful and it smells amazing. Now I'm going to put in some preservative, which is liquid Germall Plus. I put that and I mix that thoroughly. And then I put another preservative, which will be phenoxyethanol. That is a phenoxyethanol going in now. This is also a preservative, but it is not a standalone preservative. So I mix that thoroughly before checking the pH, because one thing is to make a product, the next is for the pH to match your skin pH. So I'll mix that thoroughly to make sure everything is well incorporated before the pH testing. This toner smells amazing. In like the rose water smells good, and the rice toner, the rice itself, everything just smells good. I love it. It's such a luxury product. And then now I'm testing the pH. Remember, your skin pH is between 4.5 to 5.5. So if you make a product that fall within this range, you've done amazing. However, there are still some products that needs to be more acidic or some that needs to be more alkaline. Stay on my channel. You will know all of these things. Now the pH is 5. Yes. I'm proud of myself. I did a great one. Let me tell you what this toner will do for your skin. It will brighten dark spot, instantly rejuvenate your complexion. It is anti-aging. It will hydrate your skin, refine your skin texture, and heal your acne scars. Like, you will be shocked. One of its wow factors is how it instantly shows you what it is. It just tells you, yes, I am luxury. Now I turn that into a container. You can turn that into any container of your choice, but I prefer a spray bottle because it's easy for me to spray it all over my face. Now let's test that. Look at that. Look at that instant leave. Oh my god, I think I'm flexing at this time. Yes, rice toner is a big flex and it should be treated as such. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, click the notification bell. I'll see you in the next one.